Alright, I'm just gonna come out and say it. 2017 is the year for Sonic. Sonic Mania and Forces coming out during the year, two big Sonic games in 1 year, both with lots of care and effort put into them, and I'm excited for the latter, because we already got Mania and it's already become one of my favorite Sonic games, but we can worship Mania later, because right now I am feeling really strong about Sonic. Not just with Sonic Mania, but of course Sonic Forces 2. This could be Sonic's major comeback right here. Now, there are a couple things going against this. Right now, Sonic has momentum and hype flowing thanks to Mania. Sega and Sonic Team could try to keep this momentum flowing along with the quality with future installments, but they've been known to fail in doing so. But we have been seeing a new Sega take on their games along with new young developers and employees, and Mania is the biggest factor supporting this. Speaking of, why don't we talk about it, because Mania is an obvious reason to consider Sonic's going down the right path. Unless you don't care for spoilers or play Mania yourself, this is your only warning, so I'm gonna say either have this on in the background and listen closely, or leave. Now then, Sonic Mania. Oh my... it's so much fun. I'm not gonna act like Sonic's history's been shitty as hell, or he hasn't had any good games since Sonic 3, because that's just straight up bullshit. Both adventure games are fantastic. Heroes seems to be great, I never played it. 06 is bad, but I don't hate it. Unleashed is fantastic. Colors is good. Generations is fantastic. And I didn't dislike Lost World. Not to mention the spin-offs, like I hear constantly, especially from my Sonic friends, the Sonic Advance series is really great. I also hear the Sonic Rush games are really great. And we have hiccups here and there, like Sonic and the Black Knight, Sonic and the Secret Rings, Sonic Boom Shatter Crystal, or car crashes like Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric. By the way, Sonic Boom Fire and Ice is an actually fun game, but Sonic Mania does Sonic justice in so many ways, it's incredible. There's no doubt in my mind Sonic Mania is going to hold a special place in many fans' hearts, and an even tighter hold to fans of old. Even my friend, keep in mind, my friend, not a Sonic fan. A couple years ago, he looked down on Sonic, talked shit about Sonic. I showed him Mania. He wants to play it. He wants to get it. He wants to beat it. That's how good it is. But how did it get so damn good? Christian goddamn Whitehead, a fan game developer of Sonic and the guy responsible for porting Sonic 1, 2, and CD to iOS, with improved and added mechanics and modes. Not just him, but other Sonic fans who make fan games and custom engines worked behind Mania and managed to make the most well-received and most popular Sonic game in the past 15 years. Sega and Aaron Webber said this themselves, and this is proven, folks. Mania is a huge hit, and it's because of Sega embracing their fans, acknowledging their love and support for their franchises, and they take them under their wing and let them create official Sonic games. This is why we criticize other companies who take down or sue fan projects and games, because most aren't for profit or theft. This is why the White Knights are also deemed cringy and ignorant, because it's games like these that comes out of a fan game developer's heads and imaginations. We get incredible games like this that benefit both the fandom and the company of the original product. And this is what other companies are missing the point on. I seriously hope that certain companies take notes with this and don't slap that DMCA the instant they go up. Minds get numb, and ideas run dry with how long directors, developers, and producers work on games, and our minds and bodies develop at different rates. We need new blood and young developers, not just from fans of the franchise, to take the helm. That's how we're getting Super Mario Odyssey, and we got that with Sonic Mania. We'll also hopefully get more games like Mania, as the outcome of Sonic Mania, as stated before by Sega, would determine the future direction for Sonic games. What I really hope for is Christian Whitehead and the fans who made Mania stay at Sega and continue to make even more Sonic games, because it'd just be inexcusably idiotic if Christian Whitehead and the fan developers were just dropped off. T. Lopes, Simon Tomley, Hunter Bridges, Tyson Hess, Jared Castle, Pai Kami, Lola Shiraishi, and more. They know exactly what they're doing and clearly have what it takes to make a Sonic game to its fullest potential. What supports this being used as a precedent for future Sonic titles is also looking at the true ending for Sonic Mania, and the details for Sonic Forces, as they both draw two separate paths for Sonic to take. Or would two pillars be a better definition? Plenty of fans in the Sonic fandom suggest Sonic should be broken off into separate pillars, one for 2D, one for 3D, one for the spin-off and experimental titles, etc., much like how Mario has them. I think we're actually getting that because classic Sonic in Sonic Forces is from another dimension, and Mania had you traveling throughout time and space thanks to Eggman and the Phantom Ruby, going to old zones and new ones. Now, the 2D Sonic games are of a separate timeline, and the 3D games are of their own universe. This is their way of branching off to those pillars without any conflict between the main continuity of Sonic. The 2D Sonic games are literally set up right now, and let's hope to God we get Sonic Mania 2 with entirely new zones and let Christian and his development team truly blossom. Mania is an obvious gold trophy for Sonic, but I also want to stress how Sonic Forces can be impacted in various beneficial ways. For instance, what we saw so far. Generally, Forces' opinions are mixed, but plenty seem to like the new Gamescom gameplay with the tag team gameplay style, the double boost, the whole level being 3D, and various elements to look at. Forces is shaping up with potential to be a super solid modern Sonic game, and if it plays and does well, which let's be real, it probably will, then boom, 2 for 2, and Sonic can sit happily with 2 good games in 1 year. But here's one key reason why I think Sonic Forces will do well. You could very well hate this reason, or not have much of an opinion for it, but it's a simple business strategy. It might be dumb for some, but it still works. There is thought and work put into Sonic Forces, but the obvious Generations 2 stigma isn't far from the truth. The boost, classic Sonic, it's all there. Like, you could see this is clear in Generations 2. I mean, Aaron Weber said we wanted to do more than just make another Generations. But think, lots of fans love Generations and consider it in their top 5 Sonic games, and before Mania was considered one of the best Sonic games in a long time. Sonic Forces looks to be a better Generations, and if there's a better Generations, which sold very well, people are going to drop in and buy that because it has another gameplay style, cohesion in narrative and gameplay, a much better story, and better graphics. That's basically what Forces is compared to Generations so far. Not a lot of complaints there other than, yeah, it's not for those who want something other than another Generations, but hey, if you like Generations and had a decent time with it, it's not unreasonable to think you're going to get a better package here. But let's consider the game after Forces. There's a chance this could come up if Forces does well, and maybe even a better chance if Forces fails. Bring the fans to work on the next modern Sonic just like they did with Sonic Mania. Now, I'm not saying don't buy Forces just so it can do poorly and pray they let the fans work on modern Sonic 2. Because if you don't like Forces and don't feel you should buy it, then that's fine, that's how you think, but none of us want Sonic to fail. We want the best for Sonic and for him and his company to be loved and succeed, not for him to rot in the dirt. How can we call ourselves Sonic fans then? I mean, I bought Paper Mario Color Splash and ended up liking some elements of that game because I love Paper Mario, even if the recent titles weren't as or at all redeemable to me. That aside, if Sonic Mania boded a massive golden fruit from Pac-Man World 2 for Sega, they're going to want to see what the fans can do for the modern games as well, and I feel we're going to get something spectacular if they do. Maybe like that Sonic Utopia fan game, or I forget the other one. It's momentum based, but the faster you go, Sonic has his boost aura and goes insanely fast. It's something similar to Sonic Utopia. I want to see something like Sonic Mania, but done with modern Sonic. Maybe a 3D Sonic game with fun and advantageous gameplay elements complementing the style and contributing to just one style and one style only, whether it be the boost or momentum-based adventure gameplay. Even with those desires, what we have out of both Sonic games so far is one to not turn away from. For one, we have a reason for why classic Sonic is in Sonic Forces, because the Phantom Ruby sent Sonic through time and space into another dimension at the end of Sonic Mania. On top of the pose Sonic makes, resembling his pose in the Forces debut trailer, along with the sound the Phantom Ruby makes, it's just like the sound Infinite makes when he makes those red cubes in the E3 trailer, on top of the drop dash being a part of classic Sonic's moveset. This is far from a facade or sheer coincidence. Classic Sonic in Sonic Forces is clearly and without a doubt Mania Sonic. Whether you feel this justifies his inclusion or not, or to a certain length, is up to you. I mean, look at Classic Sonic's render in the game. He's like, look man, I don't want to be in this game either. Don't throw shade at me. But for me, I'm not gonna lie, I kinda like that reason. I mean, cheap nostalgia pandering, yes, I am not denying that at all. But not only is Sonic Mania practically a foreshadow, a prequel if you will, to Sonic Forces in some way, but this bodes an interesting explanation for classic Sonic's inclusion, whether you like or dislike his addition. Because Mania practically covered his ass thanks to its story, and I want to see how Infinite got a hold of that Phantom Ruby, and how he's affiliated with the Avatar. That probably explains why Zavik and Chaos are back as well. They're from different dimensions when they were pure evil, minus Zavik because he was always evil. It's possible. The new zone was entirely 3D, which opens the way for potential routes and paths to explore, and less rigid and cramped progression for modern, plus barely any augmentation. The double boost seems fun and silly and exhilarating as it seems to replicate the Unleashed boost or the Mach Speed sections of Sonic 06 and Lost World, and like plenty of other Sonic games, it seems fun to speedrun once you get the hang of the characters, the Wispins, and are familiar with the path. It's easy to access but fun and satisfying to utilize to its maximum proficiency. The tag team gameplay style overall looks fun and seems strategic. You could conserve the boost and use your partner's attacks and special perks, or vice versa, along with the various wisps. This can encourage replay value and searching for more paths and exploration. I don't have much trouble with the custom character. Like, people say the way he/she controls and plays is funky and it's not that good. I don't see it, but I feel like it's going to be one of those things I gotta play in order to actually see it, like how I played Sonic 3 and Knuckles and I see why it's so well received. The music's taken an interesting twist with some mixed reception, most of it's favorable. I love Sonic music, and Forces doesn't stray away from my infatuation from Sonic soundtracks. The story likely holds the biggest interest as the characters and overall premise mark as something worth checking out, not just Forces tying into Mania. The writing so far seems well done and not cringy or forced. I'm shocked. There's in-game dialogue during gameplay similar to Sonic Heroes, Sonic and the Secret Rings and such, and that generally has mixed thoughts. Regarding voice acting so far, I'd say it's pretty good as well. I don't have much beef with Roger like others do. I like his Sonic and I could see how it comes off as sarcastic for some. He's not my favorite, but he does a pretty decent job at it nowadays. He's really improving. Really, my only complaint as of now is the remastered zones coming back. I'm not gonna lie. When I heard about that, I was genuinely annoyed. That was the only thing that pissed me off about Sonic Forces. Remastered zones can look cool and play cool. Mania did it flawlessly, and that's what Mania was going for thanks to Iizuka. But please dial it back a bit. Fans aren't going to be as forgiving to old stages returning as I am. As long as they're remastered and redesigned efficiently, complementing the gameplay styles of the Sonics and custom character, they pick popular and fun stages not done to death past Green Hill Zone like Chemical Plant, or really zones we've seen remastered before, and done to a minimum and not taking up 70% of the game like Mania, we'll have a compromise on our hands. Some of Iizuka's decisions I'm not fond of at all, believe me. Remastered stages are one of them. Mania was going for that nostalgic approach, on top of enhancing and redefining the classic formula. Forces is not. So please do not go crazy here. Unless they bring back Ice Cap Zone and Dragon Road, then by all means, go nuts, but no, seriously, it's gonna bite you in the ass more than it's gonna kiss it. All in all, I just hope Sega truly knows what they're doing with these business and game design decisions. They made the right ones with Mania. They seem to be doing plenty of justice for what Sonic Forces is trying to convey and represent, and I really want to know what the next Sonic games will be after this one. While I don't recommend the method Sonic Team is going for, I do appreciate Sonic Forces is trying to appease the entire fandom, between Classic Sonic, Modern Sonic, some Adventure Sonic, the fan creation community, and dedicating lots of time into this game. I could see the love put into Sonic Forces. I don't recommend it because you can't please everybody. That's cliche, but it's still very true. But still, they care enough to listen to their fans while with implementing these elements split among their consumers. Whether it's implemented efficiently or not will be determined in the final product. But so far, it seems to work pretty well. I'm excited to double dip on Sonic Forces just like with Sonic Mania on PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch, and I'll be looking forward to seeing more of the game as it comes out November 9th. And I personally don't feel fans are really highlighting or taking note of two Sonic games coming out in 1 year, accessible on every next-gen platform, let alone both bearing fruit to be fun, solid, and endearing experiences. Mania and Forces are the first Sonic games to be released on PC and every console in a single generation, and I feel that's something special. It's more Sonic to go around. That's something worth appreciating in my eyes, but other than that, I'm excited for Forces. Will it be one of my favorites? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Luckily, I was patient enough to hit 8,000 subscribers thanks to you guys. Seriously, thank you guys so much, and I sincerely hope you enjoy my future Sonic content to come as Forces is approaching, so there's going to be a lot to go over in the next 2 months. And don't forget I do other videos. I'm called Super Mario T for a reason. Have a great week. Sorry for those who are back in school. Don't worry. Stay strong. It's a new year. Make new memories. The future gets brighter and better. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Stay happy. And most of all, stay super.